When our cavalry and foot soldiers had perished, and we observed that no rescue was forthcoming from our brethren, and when our victuals had diminished and our lot had become hard indeed, we complied against our will with their demands out of fear of disgrace, and fearing for our sons and daughters lest they be taken captive or cruelly slaughtered, on the condition that we were to remain like the Mudihas before us, namely the inhabitants of the old territory, and that we were to be allowed to remain in enjoyment of the right to call to prayer and to our ritual oration, while we were not to be required to abandon any of the prescriptions of the religious law, and that whosoever among us desired to cross the sea was to be allowed to do so in safety to the land of the coast with all the property he wished, as well as many other stipulations surpassing 50 by the number of 5. Then their Sultan, Fernand of Aragon and Grandee, said to us, "What you have stipulated is granted to you in more than its entirety," showing us documents containing a pact and a treaty, saying to us, "This is my amnesty and my protection over you, so remain in enjoyment of your possessions and homes as you were before, unharmed." Yet when we came under the treaty of protection, their treachery towards us became apparent, for he broke the agreement, he broke the compacts he had deceived us with, and converted us to Christianity by force with harshness and severity, burning the books we had and mixing them with dung or with filth. Though each book was on the subject of our religion, yet they were cast into the fire with scorn and derision. Nor did they spare a single volume belonging to any Muslim, or any tome which one could read in solitude. Whosoever fasted or prayed and his state came to be known was in every instance cast into the fire. And whosoever of us failed to go to the place of unbelief, him did the priest severely punish, slapping him on both cheeks, confiscating his property, and imprisoning him in a wretched state. Moreover, during Ramadan, they spoiled our fast time after time with food and drink, and they ordered us to curse our Prophet and to refrain from invoking Allah in times of ease and hardship. They even overheard a group chanting his name, and they later suffered a grievous injury at their hands, for the judges and governors punished them with beatings, fines, imprisonment, and humiliation. Whosoever lay dying and did not have in attendance one who could preach their religion to him, in their deceit they would refuse to bury him. Instead, he was left lying prostrate on a dung heap like a dead donkey or an animal. They committed many other similar shameful deeds, as well as numerous wicked acts. Our names were changed and given a new form with neither our consent nor our desire. Therefore, alas for the exchanging of Muhammad's religion for that of the dogs, the worst of creatures. Alas for our names when they were exchanged for those of ignorant non-Muslims. Alas for our sons and daughters who go off every morning to a priest, who teaches them unbelief, idolatry and falsehood, while they are entirely unable to circumvent their trickery. Alas for those masjids that have been walled up to become dung heaps for the infidel after having enjoyed ritual purity. Alas for those minarets in which the bells have been hung in place of the Muslim declaration of faith. Alas for those towns and their beauty. Through unbelief they have grown very dark. They have become strongholds for the worshippers of the cross, and in them the latter are safe against the occurring of raids. We have become slaves, not even captives who may be ransomed, nor even Muslims who pronounce the declaration of faith. Hence, were your eyes to see what has become of our lot, they would overflow with abundant tears. Alas for us, alas for the misfortune that struck us, namely harm, sorrow, and the robe of oppression.